Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous stained glass wedding cake. It's been a little while since I've done a fondant wedding cake and I have had so many requests from you to create another one, and I thought that this was just such a cool idea and a lot of fun, so let's get started. So the first step in making this cake is to, of course, cover your cakes in fondant. I've chosen a white fondant and I've got all the measurements listed in the description box below for you so that you can create this in the exact same proportions as me. Now I'm going to be using a piping bag with some black royal icing with a number 3 piping tip on it. You want to go for something fairly thick. Now, if you're terrified of black royal icing, your other options are to freehand paint it with some black food colour, or you can use black piping gel. Now, black piping gel, I think it's probably the hardest one out of all of these. It doesn't break as easily when you're piping, so that's why it's considered a good choice. But it is really messy and it stays shiny and sticky. So shiny is good for stained glass, but sticky is really hard to work with. So I'm going for my fail-safe royal icing because I know it and I love it and I trust that I can make it work. But as always, use the tools that you have, use the ingredients and supplies that you have, and create a cake in the way that suits you best. Now when it comes to making this design, I'm just going to freehand it. If you're not much for freehanding and you prefer to have something definite, you can draw it out on a piece of paper, trace over it in parchment paper, and then press it up against the sides of the cake. And you can see exactly how we do this in the vintage piped wedding cake video. But for me, it's time to just get started. So I want to start by doing one of my flowers first, and I'm going to make these look a little bit like a wild peony. And then we have our first flower. I want to draw a slight stem. Make it a little bit thicker. I'm going to draw a small flower heading in this direction. And this one is going to have a smaller stem. And I'm going to make my way around the cake, just making different sized flowers. And don't worry if your lines turn out shaky, because stained glass kind of has that little wriggle and little movement to it. So now I want to come back with some leaf shapes. Just starting on our big one. And just start by adding them to all of our stems. Big ones, small ones. Okay, then I'm going to add some branches that just have leaves. And I want to have ones that connect all the way up to the top and then come over. Okay, so now I've got some ones that join up to the top. And then I'm going to start making it look a bit more like stained glass by just adding more and more sections at the bottom. I'm just working on different sizes all the time. And don't worry too much about the fact that you're losing the identity of each leaf and each flower, because we're going to define them again by the colours. So as I come up onto this middle tier, I really want to focus on leaves and just little stained glass. And I'm not going to do the top yet until I find out how I want it to all join in. Get some bigger lines happening, some smaller ones. So some are going to look like leaves and some are going to just look like pieces of stained glass. And now that we've got our second tier completely done, we can work on trying to join it up with our bottom tier. So next I want to work on the top tier and get that done. I'm not going to work on the top. You can, it's a personal choice, but I just want to keep it nice and simple on this top tier. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is a larger flower. Not quite as large as the bottom tier though. And again, just work on the leaves and the flowers first. And now we really just want to stand back and take a good look at the whole cake. Now our cake is looking pretty amazing at the moment, but it's about to get even better because we're going to add some colour to this. Now I want the flowers to be done first, and what I've done is I've made up a little bit of food colour with some clear alcohol, and I've gone for, this one is a Sugar Flare Pink and a Sugar Flare Claret mixed together, and then for something a little bit deeper, this is just the straight Claret. Now, claret can also be made by mixing red and pink together. It's just a really strong, rich pink that's almost bordering on like a burgundy shade. Now, the more alcohol that you add, the softer that the colour will be. Whereas if you dab your paintbrush into a bigger chunk of the food colour, you'll find that it will be a much stronger shade. So you want the centre of the flowers to have a bit more colour. And just make sure that there's not too much on your brush. And just remember, you don't want it to look too uniform and perfect, because then it won't look exactly like stained glass. And then when you're ready, you can take on the big one. And be careful not to get too close to the black, otherwise it can bleed into your colour. If it does, just clean your brush with a little bit of clear alcohol and then add it into the colour again and it will cover over. Now once we're all done with our beautiful pink shade, it's time to move on to our greens. So I've got one of my greens that's just spruce green. Now that's a sugar flare colour as well, and I really like it because it's got like a woodland kind of very natural green shade to it. Then I have another green where I've added that same spruce along with some mint and some yellow. As always, you can find all of the details in the description box below for every single colour that I've used. Firstly, I want to start by working on the leaves that really look like leaves and not like stained glass. And I want to make those pop first and add in some darker shades as well as a little bit of medium to light colour. And it's really great to just mix up the shades of green and to have different variations in how heavy you go with your paint. And then just come back in and do some of the ones that don't look as much like leaves, just so that you don't have all of them left. And then you just work on your next tier. Everything is pretty much leaves here, but you don't want to do all of them straight away because we do want to come back in with a bit of a yellow colour. And then taking just some plain yellow, I'm going to add some more details. I want to keep some of these white, but I just want to add a little bit more colour. And there you go guys, we have our beautiful stained glass wedding cake. I really loved how this turned out. It's got beautiful colours to it, lots of variety, which is really key with these stained glass cakes. There's no rhyme or reason to everything. We've just got lots of lines, patterns, little bits of leaves and some gorgeous flowers. Feel free to create yours with any style of flower that you like and hashtag cake style in your creations so that we can see what you guys are up to. Thanks for watching guys and have an awesome week.